So whenever I go to a new country, I'm always like pretty eager to try the local water. And arrived here in Switzerland and I saw this. And I was like, hell yes. Right outside where I'm staying, there's like a little cute water fountain with 1957 written on the basin. And I went to take a drink and then, eau non potable, or however you say it in French. Not cool, man. Apparently there are quite a few like little spring things around, but that one I'm not getting the squits for that's for sure. So yeah, in Switzerland it's hot as hell. Basically I think they're in a drought here, which was odd because flying over there was just fields of brown, just like England at the moment. But still, it doesn't stop this sort of stuff. Grapes growing just outside the house. Now this is what's going to give me the shits for sure. So you come to Switzerland and it's like, what's the first thing you should do? It's come to an urban farm and see some goats. I wouldn't want to trifle with those horns though, you horny bastard. Way, mad lad. And this one seems to be plucking itself. What on earth? Getting ready for their eating maybe? Or do they know what's coming? So apparently that's the pigs drinking water. Pigs, oh my god, look at that beast. It's so green. I think that's a few health code violations right there. That's quite a few stairs. That is quite an impressive way to build a tower. Getting gassed pretty quick. It's the sort of view that you cannot possibly just capture on camera and say, oh, that's good. That is immense.
And the tower's a long way up, above the treetops, overlooking Lausanne and able to get an amazing view of the French mountains on the other side.
It's where the pens are made. The pens are made on that mountain there. It's the way we came up, the way we went going down. We went back down a different route than when we came up. So this is where we came in, right? And I was climbing up and I was like, okay, this is fine. And then when we went down we went in through a downward set of stairs. And then of course it all makes sense. This is the downstairs and the other side of this is the upstairs. Because it goes all the way across. It's not like a normal spiral staircase. It's got up and down on both sides. My brain was aching for a second there. Cold and delicious.
So the plan here is to parboil the veggies, give them a roast, and then get the raclette, give it a good old cut and a melt, and it should be spectacular, but look at the price.
I love the gloriousness of this extension lead for a tiny raclette machine. Quality.
So I rigged up my raclette with some caper berries. Absolutely delicious. Apparently not meant to do it like this, but I'm a Kiwi. I'm going to do whatever I want. And I just went round after round, letting my system get absolutely backed up. It's quite the queue. Anyway, I went to the supermarket. I had quite the experience. I was getting pizza ingredients. I've quickly realized that speedrunning the supermarket is the most important thing you can do. It is so expensive, and to be honest, YouTube doesn't pay me that much, so I really had to hustle. If I had the money, this sort of shop is absolutely incredible. Everything is just perfect, absolutely perfect, except the price. God, they're so expensive. I mean, 9 francs 90, unbelievable. So power running through the supermarket, and I find this horse steak. Look at the guy over my left shoulder in a second. Anyway, I was making a pizza dough, just bringing it all together, and then I got told we were actually going to be leaving the country. We had to get out of there. So I let the dough get ready, get proofing, and we set about getting down towards the ferries. Just across the lake is France.
Climbing up a hill in 31 degrees. At least you can look up. It'd almost be a waste of a trip if I didn't drink some Evian water. A trip to Evian specifically, but I got this one instead. Castor water. It is good water.
After a day of gallivanting, we ended up with these pizzas. Salmon, aubergine and pickle pizza, delicious, with a bit of a white sauce base, can't remember what that was, and a pepperoni one. They were fantastic. I was about to go through one of life's experiences, ones where you look at something and you say, I can do that. And I looked at this thing, I pointed at it, and I thought, I can do that. So I made my way out, climbed up a ladder, saw that it was about 8 meters up, and said hello to these young lads.
Yeah. No.
He just tried to kill me, I'm sure. Not that impressed with my lack of courage here, but we got there in the end.
1, 2, 3.
Now, this footage here is my camera sinking to the bottom of the lake. I think it's about 5 meters down, maybe 6. Here's an action replay. Not that impressive. Now, I'm just sitting here watching this footage. Watching me free dive down. It's quite mesmerizing. It's quite beautiful. I was so stressed up top. You know, that's 250 pounds worth of footage and camera gone. But then a glimmer of white at the bottom. I had it.
is sort of a weird one for me. Like, you go to the beach, but you're right next to the railway tracks. And I suppose it makes sense logistically, but coming from a place where you don't build anything near the beach, it's a bit odd, but also quite exciting. I shat myself just a little bit. I could hear it coming, but still. Whee! Spicy meatball. Okay, so here's the rub. I've got this like couscous thing going on. Whatever, I don't care about that. This is what I care about, the horse steak. Just pick it up casually in the supermarket. Now, what I'm gonna do with that, cook it like a normal steak, give it a sear, render it off with a bit of butter. It's gonna be delicious, but I'm gonna use some of the grapes outside to make like a sweet, slightly tart grape sauce thing. And it's just gonna dress the top of it. And I think it's gonna be delicious. So I'm just gonna fry these in olive oil, reduce them down a little bit, get them a little bit pulpy, and then I guess that's it. But I'm gonna do it in the steak juices while the steak's resting. So yeah, let's do this. So I overshot the mark a little bit on the steak, but we'll give it a go and see how it tastes with this muscat grape sauce. Horse is very, very nice. Yeah, I definitely overcooked it for my liking at least, but the grape sauce is quite lovely. That was just a last minute decision with the grapes outside and it worked out pretty nicely. I'd eat horse again. I've got a very good crust on it. I think that's like quite important, but it's also very lean. So I'd probably stray towards cooking it as rare as you can handle it. But either way, that's delicious. So kids, eat some horse.
To go with the horse, I made a couscous salad. It had fried apricots in it and fresh vegetables and coriander, and it was quite tasty. And then we went to sleep, and then the next day we set about getting out of Lausanne. We headed out into the mountains in the middle of the summer where there's no snow to see what sort of that Swiss life is like. So this is a working chalet. Now the guy looks after cows, and we were staying sort of next to it in a tent. It's not quite what I imagined in terms of chalet. I imagined sort of like skiing trips and all that sort of stuff, but this one was bare bones. And he didn't really have much access to the outside world, and I proceeded to sort of use all of his onions and all of his garlic to sort of make us all a meal. I apologise, but he said it was okay. So, onions, garlic, carrots, pork. Now, over the fire, I needed to sort of sear off the pork, get a bit of a crust going, along with the vegetables that I had chopped. So all of that goes into the pot once it's all done. And then we sort of set it to slowly simmer and slowly reduce. So in it goes, and over it goes.
So I pretty much like pilfered all the ingredients from like inside the kitchen, including this apple, which is going to go in with the carrot, the pork, the garlic, and the onions. Bloop. Also added some extra wood. Keep that fire going.
Now, I mentioned before that this is a working farm, so the cows here, in the summertime, they're kept in the chalet because it's so hot. And they all have to wear these heavy, very, very loud bells. It's a tradition thing. I'm not sure about the animal rights sort of stuff around this, but it's how it's done. I'm not one to sort of sit there and critique. But after we'd sort of moved the cows around a bit, we headed down the road in the tractor to a cheese shop that was in the middle of nowhere.
Merci.
So it's just another house, and there's just cheese everywhere. So we got a bit of everything. Well, not everything. We got a lot of everything, and I was going to use that for the potatoes. So the beers came out of the trough, and the party got started.
Thumbs up.
A lot of time and wine sits between me now and me then. I can't remember exactly what went into this. I'm sure that there were some herbs of some sort, maybe herbs de Provence. There was definitely some wine that went in there, and then eventually some of that cheese went into some potatoes that I was frying up. And then everyone just sort of started dishing it up after a probably too long amount of time. The wines got poured. And then, in what I feel like is true Swiss fashion, everybody just ate and talked and enjoyed food in complete isolation from the rest of the world. There's something beautiful about it.
Thanks for all the veggies.
And then once it was done, we all got up and we watched the sunset. It's cliche, I know, but then what's not a cliche is we fell asleep to the sound of cowbells. So I don't know how this started, but every new country I go to, I try the McDonald's. This McDonald's in the Swiss airport had a lot of copyright music going on, so I have to voice over it. Usually I get a hamburger, a cheeseburger, and maybe something local. Didn't have a hamburger because they weren't available, and the cheeseburger was kind of dry, and the raclette was so expensive it's just not worth it. But here is my World McDonald's leaderboard. Take from that what you will. Goodbye.